He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby.
What
We
up,
are
dog?
Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, what is it that we do?
Boss up and get it, people. What they want.
Jalen, let me tell you a quick story.
Listen up.
Last night I was watching NBA. I was watching the Suns and the Pelicans. I wasn't paying attention to the Nets because they were winning by a lot. I wanted to watch a closer game. And then I saw that Kyrie Irving had 41 points in the first half. He went on to score another 19 in the second half. 60 points. It was efficient. It was deadly. He didn't play that much in the fourth quarter. Jalen, what do you think about Kyrie Irving scoring 60?
Can you do the Harlem Globetrotters whistle?
While you talk, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Kyrie's greatness, along with Steph Curry, always reminded me of what it would be like if Harlem Globetrotters actually played in the NBA. Like if Curly Neal was an NBA player. Like you're a famed member of the Washington Generals.
General for life.
You've seen this act. Like
General for life.
as a Raptor, I've seen it with Kobe. As a member of the Orlando Magic, they see it with Kyrie. And it's just dazzling to see the efficiency and how he's able to do it from different spots on the floor. It's the pull-up jumper for three. It's the catch and shoot jumper in the corner for three. It's the drive and finish with the left. It's the finish with the right. It's the move when he goes behind the screen and he got Cole Anthony on his
put
back.
him on his
And I
backpack.
pull up to my bumper, baby. And just take him to the rack and give him a nice little cinnamon roll.
We'll play the one that you're talking about.
That's just
he put
nasty.
on Cole Anthony like a backpack.
And put him in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? What about that finish right there? Kyrie, you nasty boy. You nasty.
Jalen, 6 for 7 in the first half from three. And you could tell, one thing I loved about this game watching the second half is you could tell the Nets were like, something special's going on, let's get this man the ball. And you could also tell the Magic were like, let's get the ball out of this man's hands.
Well, one of the things that happens when a player has a big game like that, if you notice, there isn't usually a stout interior defender on the other team. See, that's what stops that from happening. So, like, when you underestimate, like, a Rudy Gobert, for example, always remember, when you got a guy like that, ain't nobody going to have a game like that because they ain't going to be getting all of those layups. Now, just think about Karl Anthony Towns' game and think about the bigs for the Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
Think about Steph Curry's big game and the bigs for the Wizards. Think about Kyrie's big game and the bigs for the Orlando Magic.
KD's big game.
And
Jericho Sims is in there protecting the rim.
Exactly. And so what ends up now happening is you can't get a guy. It's one thing for a Kyrie to be finishing in the paint. It's another thing that he's going to go 6 for 7 from three. See, that's what changes everything.
And the only way he didn't shoot more efficiently from threes in the second half, he started taking some heat checks.
Yes.
In the second half, he started taking some double team fadeaway threes. He was smiling after one of them, I remember. But like when you talk about the way he was being defended, it got to a certain point. And there's one play I want to point out where the entire Magic team was just like, I don't care what else happens, but Kyrie Irving is not going to score. And it led to him getting some nice assists, especially this one I'm about to show you to Claxton, where if you watch the Magic defense, there are 4 defenders just all looking at Kyrie, and Claxton gets an easy layup at the end.
And that's what happens when you have a player that's having a big game. And just think the other day when Kevin Durant got going, they were just basically blitzing him at half court were the Celtics, right? And then the Knicks. And then they fell asleep. He gets a down screen. He makes a shot on the right wing. But this gets back to my original point. Ime Udoka as a coach was like, we ain't about to let KD go for 60 on us.
When they played the Celtics.
When they played the Celtics.
Going back and forth,
absolutely. And so, again, this is a dazzling performance by Kyrie. And again, it has you wondering about the Eastern Conference standings.
Well, let's take a look.
Because while the Bucks and the Heat and the Raptors have won it the last 3 years, the Nets and the Sixers are making moves.
If you're the Sixers,
Bulls are still there.
Seems like a great time to rest Joel Embiid.
The Celtics are ascending, and
Seems
the
like
Cavs,
a great time to rest Joel Embiid. Listen, you know what, James Harden, you need to rest. Joel Embiid, you need to rest because I like that 3 spot. I like that 4 spot a lot better than the 1 and 2 spot with the Nets looming the way they are.
But the one thing about the Nets in these great performances that we now see, don't underestimate that we've seen him struggle mightily also.
They were 3-17 in 20 games like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. So I can't just like give them that 6th spot. You know what I mean? Like I know that the Cavs are dealing with some injuries and they may be coming back to the pack some. But I think where the Nets are where they gonna end up, and that's a part of the plan.
So Jalen, I don't really like to surprise you on the program too much, but Kyrie Irving had a career high, and it got us thinking, when did Jalen have a career high? Turns out, 20 years ago to this day, as Deontay Wilder would say, 20 years ago to this day, Jalen Rose had his career high. And I like to hear you just go through your highlights.
Oh, don't go underneath that. That's a bucket. Come on, catch and shoot for 3, all of that. And then he check right here on the wing in transition. Looking over at the bench. Oh, now, you going to leave me open? And see, the thing is, you only going to shoot the 3 like that if you made a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Rudy T, my guy, fellow Michigan Wolverine.
44 points, Jalen Rose.
Yeah, man.
44 points.
Balling in the league at Houston. And I'm telling you what it is.
What is it?
When we did the rankings of best strip clubs in the NBA, what did I tell you Houston ranked?
Houston, you just want to get out of there. You want to get out of there. Let's get this win.
I credit the night before. I credit the night before in Houston.
Inspired?
James Harden can appreciate what I'm talking about.
You were inspired?
I was inspired.
You were
I was
inspired.
out late, no curfew. And absolutely.
Oh, look at that. There's some screens for you now.
But see here, off the dribble.
Oh.
See, you got to do it
left hand on the right side.
All phases. That's the runner, though.
Oh, you see the little
And then a right hand.
Three of
put
you
him in
can't cover
reverse.
me.
Got to put him in reverse, Nicole. All phases of the game.
Oh, back before you had a shape up all the time. Man, good for you. And good for the inspiration from the city of Houston. But there's some controversy in this game as well, Mr. Rose.
What's that?
This was because Kyrie could have gotten 70, maybe even 80 if it was a closer game. I was kind of rooting for the Magic to come back to see something like that. But this was a close game, which is one of the reasons you needed all of those 44 because you only had 42 in the waning seconds of the game. Tell us what happens, Mr. Rose.
In the waning seconds
You don't know.
of the game?
You don't know. Look at this. Boom. Game winner.
Oh, yeah, the game winner bucket.
But if you look at the clock, that's not a game winner.
Wow. That's before a replay. How about that? I'm pretty sure you can do that a lot of times.
Look good, felt good, it's good, it counts.
I just like the fact that I was getting them in all phases.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? At the
you
hoop,
were.
Off the right, off the left, off
Threes
the edge.
before anyone shot threes.
Exactly.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Rose.
family. I appreciate that.
Time to switch gears, talk about the NFL. There's been a lot of free agency news in the NFL, and there's an undercurrent, a swirling that's happening around one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That is Deshaun Watson. Now, his criminal charges were dropped. He still faces 22 civil cases. When he was deposed about that, he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. But what this all means, it feels like teams feel a little bit more comfortable about the idea of Deshaun joining their teams. Thus far, reportedly, the Panthers, Saints, Falcons, and Browns are interested. Mr. Rose, how do you see this progressing? How do you think a fan base would accept him as the face of the franchise? If you ran a franchise, how would you approach this?